there's two aspects of the will, a yin aspect and a yang aspect. And there are those who are very comfortable with desire, with the desire aspect of the will. They're like, I'm good with that. And for them, it's the cleaning of it that is most important. I know you're all passionate and full of what you want. Is that just what you talked yourself into wanting because it's so cool? Or is it deep under there with that pilot light and golden fetus, its original nature, was made to want? Created to want. Then there are those who are terrified of having a desire, terrified of having a will of our own. That might have started early as a little child, where having a will of our own was not popular in our household, and crushing our will was a kind of a family pastime. It is for a lot of kids. There's no navigating how do we work with different wills in ecology. Long discussions on child raising and will in ecology. There's a lot to be said about that. For now, we'll just say there's a lot of us who didn't come out of our childhood feeling like it was safe to have a will. Depending on social demographic, that may have continued quite harshly. And there may have been deliberate crushing. So we are acknowledging this. We are acknowledging this so that we don't feel silly and so that we have the deepest compassion for why isn't this easy? It's really important to have that compassion. If there has been a lot that has been going down, there may be reasons why it's scary to have a will. It was smashed, or it may be smashed tomorrow if you let it show on your face. Water has a lot to do with what is hidden and mysterious. This part of us can regrow in the dark. How great it is to have a darkness and a mystery so that our little will that was not popular and may still not be can develop hidden. There are times of year, there are elements when hiddenness is not healthy. This is a time when hiddenness is healthy. You go ahead and start letting that pilot light know and letting that golden fetus know. It's okay to want. It's okay to have a will and to exert that will. Now, there's some recipes for success there that are important. One is the acknowledgement up front that we have power, but we are not omnipotent. There you have it. It sounds obvious, but I think we forget, and there's tremendous damage to the will that happens because we forget. I have power, but I do not have all the power. How this becomes very difficult when we forget it, and I swear we forget it in a second, when something overpowers us and then we become existentially crushed by that. I was overpowered. It happens. we get overpowered. And the problem is that when overpowered, we then feel powerless. There's a really big difference between I didn't have enough power compared to that person, compared to that situation, compared to that historical institution. When we try to duke it out, I'm not winning. I am absolutely declaring it necessary to notice that, preferably with some like planning and foresight too. But not to forget in the process that just because I don't have all the power and I may or may not win this one, that does not mean that I have no power. That's called demoralization. Sarah Lucia Hoagland, one of my favorite living philosophers, writes a lot about moral agency under oppression, which includes most people's childhood and some people's adulthood. And the quality of demoralization, of having our will crushed when overpowered, is a very important winter remediation. Remember that whole thing I said in the beginning about how in a season of the year, you can heal your whole water element in winter. The matching funds are here. Oh, I've been overpowered. I thought that meant I had no power. What power do I have? Don't figure it out. Dwell with it. It's shocking for many people, even just to start there and sit with that. I have power. I don't have all the power, darn it. I don't even have significant amounts of power vis-a-vis certain things that matter to me a lot. But I'm not powerless vis-a-vis these things. What power do I have?